The Earth we live on today looks nothing like it did thousands or even millions of years ago. The forests were denser, the oceans were wilder, and the animals, they were on a completely different scale. What's even more fascinating is that most of what we know about prehistoric life comes from less than 1% of the species that ever existed. The rest, still buried, still waiting to be found. In today's video, I'm going to take you through 7 giant extinct animals that once ruled this planet. Creatures so massive and so strange that they almost sound made up. Make sure you watch to the end, because number 1 might genuinely change the way you think about snakes forever. Number 7. Arthropleura. Let's start with something that will make every person who's afraid of insects deeply uncomfortable. Arthropleura was a giant millipede. And when I say giant, I mean nearly 8 feet long and about 2 feet wide. To put that in perspective, it was roughly the size of a grown adult lying flat on the ground, except it had hundreds of legs. It lived around 300 million years ago, during the Carboniferous period, long before the dinosaurs even existed. Back then, oxygen levels in the atmosphere were significantly higher than today, which allowed insects and other arthropods to grow to enormous sizes. Here's the surprising part. Despite looking like a nightmare, Arthropleura was almost certainly a herbivore. It likely fed on decaying plant matter and ferns as it moved through the dense prehistoric forests. It went extinct around 290 million years ago, most likely because oxygen levels in the atmosphere dropped and the forests it depended on began to disappear. Number 6. Helicoprion. Now let's move to the oceans, because the ancient seas were hiding something truly bizarre. Helicoprion was a shark-like fish that lived approximately 290 million years ago, and it had one of the strangest features of any animal ever discovered: a spiral of teeth inside its jaw, almost like a circular saw built right into its mouth. For decades, scientists had no idea where exactly this tooth spiral was located on the animal. It wasn't until advanced CT scanning of fossils revealed that the spiral sat in its lower jaw, rotating as it fed. Helicoprion could grow up to 25 feet in length, making it one of the largest predators of its time. It likely used its spiral jaw to slice through soft-bodied prey, like squid and fish. It survived 2 major extinction events, before finally disappearing around 250 million years ago during the Great Dying, the largest mass extinction in Earth's history, which wiped out nearly 96% of all marine species. Number 5. Paraceratherium. When most people think of large land mammals, they think of elephants. But there was once a land mammal that made elephants look modest. Paraceratherium was a hornless relative of the rhinoceros, and it is the largest land mammal known to have ever existed. It stood nearly 16 feet tall at the shoulder, stretched about 26 feet in length, and weighed an estimated 20 tons. That's heavier than 4 fully grown African elephants combined. It lived across Asia and Europe around 30 to 23 million years ago, long before humans appeared on Earth. Despite its extraordinary size, it was a gentle herbivore. Its long neck, somewhat like a giraffe's, allowed it to browse treetops that no other animal of its time could reach. In a way, its size was its greatest advantage. Few predators would dare challenge an animal that large. Paraceratherium declined and eventually went extinct as global temperatures dropped. Grasslands replaced the forests it depended on, and its food sources slowly disappeared. Number 4. Megalodon. You've probably heard this name before, and for good reason. Megalodon is the most famous prehistoric predator of the oceans, and quite possibly the most powerful biting creature that has ever lived. It was a shark, but one that reached lengths of up to 60 feet, with teeth measuring over 7 inches long. To understand the scale, a great white shark today grows to about 20 feet. Megalodon was 3 times that size. It lived from about 23 million to 3.6 million years ago and fed primarily on whales. Scientists have found whale bones with megalodon bite marks, evidence of hunts that happened millions of years before humans existed. Its bite force is estimated at around 40,000 pounds per square inch, the most powerful bite of any known animal in history, living or extinct. Megalodon's extinction is still debated, but most scientists believe a cooling climate, the shrinking of warm, shallow seas, and the decline of whale populations it depended on all contributed to its end. And no, it is not still alive somewhere in the deep ocean. The water temperature alone would make that impossible. Number 3. Josephoartigasia monesi. Now for an animal that will completely change the way you think about rodents. Josephoartigasia monesi is the largest rodent ever discovered, and it was about the size of a bull. Weighing an estimated 1 ton and standing nearly 5 feet tall, it looked like an enormous version of a capybara. It lived in South America around 4 to 2 million years ago, during a time when the continent was home to many extraordinary megafauna. What makes it even more remarkable are its teeth. Scientists estimate that its incisors could exert a biting force of nearly 1,600 pounds, not just for chewing plants, but likely for defense against the large predators of its time, and possibly for digging. It was entirely herbivorous, feeding on aquatic plants and soft vegetation near rivers and wetlands. Its extinction coincided with major environmental shifts in South America and the arrival of new predators from North America, which disrupted the ecosystems it had thrived in. Number 2. Quetzalcoatlus. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing something with a wingspan wider than a fighter jet flying overhead. That was a reality for animals living during the late Cretaceous period. Quetzalcoatlus was a pterosaur, a flying reptile, and it is the largest known flying animal in Earth's history. Its wingspan stretched up to 36 feet, and when standing on the ground, it was as tall as a giraffe. Despite its massive size, scientists believe it was surprisingly light, around 500 pounds, thanks to hollow bones, which is essential for flight. There's an ongoing debate about how exactly it fed. Some scientists believe it swooped down to snatch prey from the water, like a modern stork. Others believe it stalked the land on all fours, using its enormous beak to grab small dinosaurs and lizards. Quetzalcoatlus went extinct 66 million years ago, along with the non-avian dinosaurs, when an asteroid roughly 6 miles wide struck the Earth and triggered a global catastrophe. Number 1. Titanoboa. For most of modern history, the anaconda has held the title of the world's largest snake, stretching up to 30 feet and weighing over 500 pounds. It's an animal that already seems too large to be real. But 58 million years ago, the anaconda would have been prey. Titanoboa was a snake so massive, it's difficult to fully picture. It stretched up to 42 feet in length, longer than a school bus, and weighed over 2,500 pounds. Its body was so thick that it would have reached a grown man's waist when coiled on the ground. It lived in the tropical rainforests of what is now Colombia, in a world that was significantly hotter than today. Scientists believe that extreme heat was actually the reason it could grow so large. Cold-blooded animals grow bigger in warmer climates because they can absorb more energy from their environment. Titanoboa was a dominant apex predator. It likely hunted the same way modern anacondas do, ambushing prey near water and crushing them through constriction. Except its prey included giant prehistoric crocodiles. Its fossils were discovered in a coal mine in Colombia in 2009, and the find immediately rewrote what scientists thought was possible for snake anatomy. It went extinct around 58 to 60 million years ago, most likely because the climate gradually cooled, shrinking the warm environment that allowed it to reach such a staggering size. When the heat disappeared, so did the largest snake the world has ever seen. Every time we think we figured out the limits of life on Earth, the fossil record proves us wrong. Somewhere out there, buried under millions of years of rock and time, there are creatures we haven't even imagined yet. If you found this video interesting, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps bring more content like this to more people. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.